boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes my dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know my wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement, just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know my wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up, let me show
Приветствую! Приветствую, с вами, как всегда, Ренкима. Ну что ж, продолжаю приходить. Enderal Forgotten Stories. Я потом, пожалуй, ставлю какую-нибудь из мелодий. Ладно, это пойдет. Уже на потом, если вдруг какая-нибудь пауза или подобные вещи. Что ж, погнали. Пишет тут. Я думаю, здесь им слегка читернуть, типа реально, ну это дичь какая. Типа, о, пришел, прикольно, пришел к квесту, а он занят. А, прикольно, то есть он занят был такой, о, прикольно, давай подойду. Может, до этого что-то у двери мялся и мялся, он не открывал.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Oh, don't tell Lucy that. Altogether, it's her, Yuslan, me, and 2 acolytes. Yuslan is probably the most gifted entropist of the civilized world, who glorious and have since then terrorized and plotted against the poor people of the civilized world by all means necessary. Oh, and did I forget to mention, through most of it, yes, but I don't want to go into detail. Oh, that's hard to tell. Most of the time I was with Nareth. Which idiots did you have the misfortune? Ostian, I see. A beautiful piece of earth, actually. But these sodding cultists and their creator have done their best to make it a living nightmare. Truth be told, it was them who made me join Nareth Zul's fight against religion.
Это не совсем
I was a young
читерство.
traveling arcanist then,
Ну, приветствую.
and I had heard a lot. But you know who greeted me when I reached...
Посмотри, тут такая система. Дверь закрыта на ключ, дедок сидит, не встает. Что делать?
The screams...
А нужно подойти к дедку. Дверь заперта не должна быть.
Because my God told me to. But philosophy and freedom of... Yes and no. On the one hand, yes, a happy person will most likely never be... But if something happens to them, what is religion after all? It's a guide to live life, a set of values. And even if it's just... If you want a justification to spill blood, you will find it. There's a lot of discussion about that on Kira. And it drives me mad to hear people Blazes, if your ideology is so peaceful, why does it say, slayeth this? Yes, go on.
Противоречия. Противоречия будут.
With a philosophy
Если
that
родители сами
consists
делают.
of only 2 principles and nothing more. Respect those around you, and killing is bad regardless of the motives. Good luck.
Ну, первый. Поспорил, типа, есть, например, тоже определенное государство, у них там свои законы, законодательство, этих следить за законами. Ну, плюс-минус.
Especially if people don't keep to themselves with it.
Ладно.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
А, мне нужно, кстати, еще светопыль немножко добыть. Ты говорила, вроде в нее играл, не помнишь, где тут можно светопыль добыть? Мне нужно 2 штуки светопыли. Ну, человеческие сердца у меня есть, еще какая-то штука есть. Это для того, чтобы я мог создать специальное зелье для секретной концовки. Вроде посмотреть один момент будет, но неверно.
Didn't I tell you that already? He's the highly esteemed, holy Grand Master of the Order, Tilor Aranthiel, son of Lorius I, praised be his name, an old legend, risen from the dead, or... In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard... Ah yes, before I forget, my dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you.
Книгу, старая карта или кошель.
An old map?
Мне откуда знать? Подожди, а сколько медиков? Блять, книга плюс 2... Подожди, плюс 2 очка этих самых. Карта сокровищ. Ну, такой себе... Ну, 150 медиков не давал лучше опыт. Подожди, это просто опыт? 2 очка обучения. No проблем. Ни слова больше. 2 очка обучения. Слушай, а купить нельзя у тебя эти очки, а? Типа за 150 медиков, либо 2 очка обучения, либо еще что-то. Не, ну блин, 2 очка обучения это как-то жирновато. Ну... А, обучение. А, не, нормально. Я думал 2 очка обучения, типа как воспоминание. Ну, 2 очка обучения тоже неплохо. От карты сокровищ чтобы только лишней для меня не будет. Слушай, а сколько у меня там где штук осталось? Великие, они мне великие и большие только остались, да? А, мне маленькие есть, так. Ауч. Прости. Я не хотел красить, чувак. А, это не считается кражей, ну ладно. Так, нужно сейчас... А, я их вроде уже улучшал, да? А, на них зачар уже висит, их нужно только продать. Можно забрать. О, все, теперь можно тут все лутать абсолютно легальным.
I don't think the Red Madness cares much about that.
Probably not, no. I wonder how it happens. The infection.
Что там за звуки? Кто-то чем-то занимается? Это внизу? Так, а внизу это у нас... А, туда, отлично. Откуда звуки-то были? А, кто-то алхимичит, понятно. Знаешь, я тут, кстати, один момент заметил. Ну, думал, что получится прямо таки кайфовать, но в итоге оказалось, что штука работает, ну, интересненько, но не совсем так, как хотелось бы. Сундуки... Короче, магические хранилища. То есть в итоге пространство одно именно там, но ограничение на прием, то есть на поставку, сколько ты можешь положить, ограничение конкретно на это действует. А жаль, было бы прикольно, если можно было это... Если бы это были отдельные сундуки, это было бы довольно интересно. А, это с другой стороны. Сейв. А, ну ладно. И ну да, поначалу, конечно, прикольно. То есть, когда карты особо нет, не знаешь, что где, смотришь, читаешь.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real.
Прикольно.
Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it. As much as I do.
Tila, this, you're a commander.
Играл, вот этот строго вообще в конце. Зря, раскаив.
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
Договорили. Да ты что? В натуре.
You are the prodigy. I am Teola Aranthia, son of Lorius I and Grandmaster of the Order. Yes, and I will come. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, among other things, yeah. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Veden is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come,
Погнали.
follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son.
Мать его сын убил предыдущих богов, что произошло?
He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good. Even more so, consider the rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. There were circumstances favoring the development, but it's a long story which we won't discuss now. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams.
Ясненько. Ну, бывает. Да, проблема.
Terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil.
А куда идешь? А, по центральной дорожке, ну конечно.
At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters.
Чувак,
An old
стой!
monastery in the mountains. The others, maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time, I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth.
Так, ТМ. Во.
Dreams. They come from the same place.
Общие воспоминания.
A shared memory. A collective. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. The Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence,
Так, стоп, звук идет где-то отсюда, но он же тут.
and third,
Ладно.
everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner. Yes, dramatically put, there at the end volume. I see why you would say that, and I felt the same way, but there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vind was split up by... Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The two castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing. They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late, or maybe they were too weak. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply... Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet. It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. No, as I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice. Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages, I do not know. Firespark the mage has told me your story. And even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant. So maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet.
Пойдет.
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die? If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both. Very well. I await your answer. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. Yeah. but there came a moment when we began.
Да пофиг.
And then, just like that, the Pyreans see. Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only have parts of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Have you made your decision?
Да.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join
Испытание.
our order.
Опять.
And to do so, you have to pass a test.
Чё?
A trial. It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that... If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our
Да.
knowledge
Да.
and resources.
Да.
There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Neremese mages. Consider it an honor. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that. I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they are both very talented. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret. Talk to Signet. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about... I do not believe you can do any real harm. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Угу.
This is holy ground, Outlander.
Ah, yes, I did. Straw yay.
Well met.
What do you want, urchin child?
Беспризорник.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Вот, стоп, куда там нужно сейчас? А, граница Резиме. Угу. Тогда обратно. Ух ты, ты кто?
Well, well, Naya, isn't that a sight? The one they all talk about has come to visit us. Greetings, Prophet. I'm Juslan Sharon, and, as you might know already, one of the ever-renowned Neremese mages around. An unusual name for a half-eterna, but a good one. But anyway, what brings you to me? Do you need anything specific, or do you just want to talk? What, are you asking me to teach you? From what I've heard, you know magic as if you've studied it for centuries. But sure, why not? What do you want to know? Shh, don't talk so loud. You know how our holy friends
А, ладно, в принципе.
Sinistra. It's the mightiest of the three schools, but also the most dangerous one, which is why practicing it is forbidden. That is mostly due to the kind of eventualities it interacts with. The human psyche and the forces of life and death. Someone trained in the arts of psionics is capable of forcing his will onto others. An able entropist, on the other hand, can revive the dead as his minions and channel the energy of death. A stunningly powerful feat if you know what you're doing. And a stunningly suicide. This is also why only 5 of 10 students of Sinistra manage to master it. The other 5s either stop in time or end up as either a driveling lunatic in an asylum, or as a greenishly both of the latter rather undesirable perspectives, if you ask me. So if you plan to use it yourself, just be careful. A thaumaturgist is able to alter his body and his surroundings to his liking. In practice, that means he can, for example, create magical wards between... he can also boost his own bodily capabilities and even go as far as healing his own wounds, even though that is to be done with caution since it strains the mind quite a lot. A very noble school, you see. But elementarism. If Sinistra is a Scaragian dagger, and thaumaturgy is a solid broadsword, then elementarism is a giant two-handed warhammer. A good elementarist is able to realize eventualities in which the air around him suddenly bursts into flame, or channel lightning from the sky. A very aggressive and powerful school, as you can imagine. Most arcanists favor it above others.
Спасибо. Уху. Разные здания. Ну, подожди.
Well observed. I'm a child of the sand, a vassal of the Golden Queen, or whichever other nickname these idiotic people around here have for us. That's a long story, and no offense, one I rather wouldn't share. I'm not a friend of wearing my heart on the sleeve, didn't we, Naya? Someone asks about you, darling. Isn't that charming? Most people are too polite to. But I'm afraid I can't satisfy your curiosity, at least not today.
Naya.
Let's just say that there are more things between life and death than what meets the eye.
Так. Что за Ная? Кто такая Ная?
Who are you? May his light guide you.
Это просто послушник. Типичный безымянный. Так, а там что у нас? Святилище.
Well met.
Где-то тут же был указатель, нет? А, вот он. Значит, погнали на рынок.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city.
Huh? Can I help you?
And buy fish, only the best and fresh from the... well dressed, my sir. And my dame, of course. Oh, blessed. All your heart could ever desire. Take a look.
Идет. А, у него мало денег.
May his light guide you. Come back if you find the time. Hard times these are. Hard times.
Что-то как-то немного этот... А, вот теперь нормально.
Walk blessed. Walk blessed. May his light... Walk blessed.
А, так ты еще что-то, я просто смотрю, что либо задержка на стриме минут 10, либо ты просто очень редко пишешь.
May his light guide you. Come back if you find the time. Well.
Я в прошлый раз у него тут понатырил, конечно, но я не знаю, куда это все девать. А, понятно.
All your heart could ever desire. Take a look.
Вот это, конечно, одежда выглядит прям неплохо, но с другой стороны, эта одежда это не броня. И уж тем более не набор. Но выглядит, вот это выглядит прикольно. Так, продать.
May his light guide you. Come back if you find...
Да, с радостью. В принципе, идет, конечно, больше в отрицательные стороны, но тем не менее прокачивает это алхимки. Кое-какая есть. Ради этого мужика, по-моему, дофига фиников можно позаказывать. Так, сейчас у меня 7000. Ну, по крайней мере, можно, по крайней мере, зелье хотя бы профигачивать. Так, у него сначала. У него дофигища фиников, насколько я помню. И еще можно пряные травы купить. Пряная трава, я не помню, с чем она там сочетается. А, укрепить металлизм, точнее. Угу.
Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best, straight from Kile. Farewell. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best, straight from Kile. Farewell.
Кто-то скажет, что я жестокий. Нет, я просто чуть-чуть экономный, самую капельку. Так, лучше ей потом буду продавать. Абьюзер? Чего бы? Где там эта штука? Укрепить металлизм. Во! Финики 199, пряная трава 60. Не. Нужно еще 3 или 4 пряной травы. Женщина, можешь не мешаться? Тут чувака обламываю на этот. Еще 2 альтраза, чтобы этот... Мне 2 альтраза нужно. А, не успел. Слушай, да, не обязательно, но смотри, эта штука, очарование действует именно по стелсу. Мне проще сзади к нему подходить. Потому что чесноком у меня особо нет правильно, чесноком, не помню, у нее, по-моему, либо нету, либо 1 или 2 штучки. Ну, сзади к мужчину не обязательно, но при этом эта штука очарования, она, если меня спалят, то она не сработает, плюс меня штрафуют. Если меня не спалят, больше шансов, если меня, как я не нахожусь по центру локации. Погнали, короче, творить зелье. Ну, 7000 мне вряд ли получится, но что-то. Ну, слушай, кому что нравится? Так, крепить металлизм, во. 90 зелья нахрен. Погнали. Ой, еще 52 манус на меня шикарно. Фух, я смог. Просто если спалит, то будет хреново, а так? Плюс опыт, как бы. Сколько у меня там сейчас? 90 зелья, восстановление маны, плюс элементализм. Хикум живучесть, думаю, оставлю амброзию, оставлю волчий кровь. Ладно, можно пару штучек продать, в принципе. А где у меня там еще раз эта штука была? О, 90 зелья восстановления маны. По-моему, довольно приятная штука. 90 зелий восстановления маны. Ну прикольно. Ну я пытаюсь как по-честному, максимум только через консоль. Потому что через чит-инжин напытаться что-то... Пассивное значение, которое изначально на пассивке, ну не особо как-то мне получается. Там... Я постоянно изменяю несколько значений, и остальные не... потом сами по себе изменяются, и непонятно, что происходит. Что я сделал. Он проще же тупо опытно фармить. Так у него, по-моему, денег чуть не... В мой план закралось слабое место. У нее слишком мало денег. У нее слишком мало денег. Короче, по 25 зелий, я понял. Ну, особого разницы тут не будет, скорее всего. Зато, если у меня получится не уходить в минус и не уходить в плюс, то есть быть посерединке, тоже плюс это будет. Плюс опыт халявный. Плюс улучшение алхимии. А где-то мне там штука-то. Вот. 65 зелий маны было. Идите. 980.
Walk blessed.
Even though the guards of Al-Rashim, with an exemplary act of bravery,
Sure, take a look.
Какой же это кайф. Если знать, какие конкретные ингредиенты нужны, то особых проблем не возникает. Но если не знать, то это, конечно, жесть.
Walk blessed.
Блин, мне опять какой-то чувак в Твиче заходит, знаешь, это типа Discord стрим, комьюнити, реально бот просто. Если правильно понял, то мне часто заходят либо люди случайно, либо боты. Нет. А на что? Во-первых, на что я эти деньги уже на скрин потратил? Еще на порыве. Во-вторых, как бы я сомневаюсь, то, что игра настолько легко пойдет. То есть, если пойдет, то будет пример как второй Dishonored, скорее всего. То есть, прям уже довольно плохо.
Walk blessed. Walk. Greetings. Sure, take a look.
Плюс, опять же, ну, опять же, требования. Ну и время. А так, в принципе, игра довольно-таки и классно выглядит, и, в принципе, довольно прикольная. То есть, я бы лучше поиграл в нее, чем в первых Поттеров. А так вроде классно. А, ну тогда, не знаю, были бы деньги, может, купил бы. Минималки там не такие уж и большие. Nvidia GeForce 960 и 8 гигабайт оперативки. Ну что, блин, у меня есть 10 гигабайт оперативки. Думаю, через месяц, либо около того, покупать себе еще 8. Но, опять же, если игра жрет по минималкам столько памяти, это жесть. Кстати, так это мне установило 52 мана, а где мне эта штука еще раз? А вот, ну, это тоже 52, прикольно. Так, итог. У меня примерно на 1000 с этих махинаций, плюс-минус на 1000 у меня больше, потому что у меня явно было 7000. Сейчас у меня 8000 с копейками. Эх, ладно, будем делать деньги. Будем делать деньги и тратить их на улучшалки. Так что у меня по умолчанию сейчас вроде элементализм 85, то есть мне нужно книжек еще накупить, кстати. Кстати, да.
Sure, take a look.
Ну не сказал бы, что 2 на систему. У меня с ощущением десятки, оно там около 3 жрет. Вот 2 по систему очень даже хватало Windows 8.1 64-битный. И вот ей 2 гига, ну, не сказать, что прям браузер получше нормально использовать полноценно, но под саму систему спокойно хватало. Потому что она по системным требованиям почти как 7, но при этом она лучше. Не знаю, я 8.1 очень долго пользовался. Особенно пока у меня комп был полудохненький. Так, мне нужен максимум на элементализм. Мастер. По одной книжке, да ты серьезно.
Walk blessed.
Не знаю, я не активированный десятка особо вообще не пользуюсь.
Greetings. Sure.
Зато самый прикол еще вот в чем. Неактивированная 8.1, ну можно пользоваться, ну там минус винтифлюшки визуальные. Неактивированная 7. Вообще насрать. Вообще. То есть вроде бы через реестр эта штука тупо убирается. То есть ты ее не активируешь, а тупо убираешь напоминалку. Все. Считаю, у тебя винда почти активированная. Потому что... А что ключ там дает? А ничего. Что делают десятки, 8? Ну, ты можешь подкорректировать основной интерфейс. Но это так, основа всего лишь. Это не та штука, это не та дичь, которую могут в Linux творить. Реально. Тоже Cinnamon там, ну, ладно, Cinnamon не сильно много, но KDE, вроде некоторые гном кастомизируют. То есть там так можно кастомизировать, это етить.
Walk blast.
Ага. Вот эта тема меня тоже смущает, типа, блин, окей, дороговато, но купил операционку, используешь, все, оно твое. Другое дело то, что аренда, вот эта вся тема, ну, не знаю, это правда или нет, то, что в 11 типа, аренда. Ну, типа, ты по сути платишь, должен платить каждый месяц за просто, что у тебя есть система. Да проще Linux поставить на какие-то, ну, предречиться тому, чтобы уметь, там, некоторые Windows приложения запускать, там, с играми и подобное, все. А то вот это вот, типа, 11 винда, реально, она сама по себе, сама винда, если я правильно понял, она жрет примерно как довольно-таки неплохие такие вот игры, именно в момент, когда, ну, напряжение. То есть сама система жрет нехило так. В 10-ке стентрения повысили, в 11, ну, вроде как. Плюс еще эта система, типа, там нужно, чтобы на материнке защита специально стояла, а без нее нет. Ну, возможно. По крайней мере, вроде ключи их с спихи, они работают нормально. Ладно, шутка, я их не покупал. Ключи с спихи, там семерка работает нормально, 8.1. Не сказать, что супер официально, но работает.
Greetings. Do you need a potion to refresh your stamina? Walk. Sure. Take a look. Walk blast.
88 идти еще в 12 штук, а?
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls,
Хотя, я не помню, вроде зелье тоже буду купать. Вот, видишь, вас обнаружили. А каким образом?
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books.
Я тебя обнаружил. А каким образом? А кто? Вот поэтому пытаюсь к нему сзади подходить. Потому что спереди это нужно прям снайперить, чтобы остался его за арканец, скажем так. Здесь.
Morales, spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look. Farewell. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look. Farewell. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look. Farewell.
Это, помню, не абьюзер, как это иначе называется. Слушай, а разрабы позволили, значит так можно, все. А, не успел.
Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Farewell. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only
Да,
the best.
да.
Straight from Kile.
Слушай, они даже Special Edition, если не ошибаюсь, эти штуки не пофиксили. И не пофиксят, потому что... Но при этом есть вероятность того, что разрабы такие снизойдут для нас... Нет, до нас, жалких смертных. И в 15-м юбилейном издании Скайрима, именно номер 15, возможно, они пофиксят некоторые баги. Но это не точно. Но есть вероятность.
Farewell.
С5 пойдет. Ух. Как же хорошо.
Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look.
Ну да. Но при этом неофициальный патч, эта штука офигенная. То есть она классно, много чего фиксит. С другой стороны, некоторые вещи я не хочу, чтобы он фиксил. Некоторые вещи реально не хочу. Потому что он фиксит некоторые очень приятные вещи. Но, увы, ах. Так. Я смогу еще сколько продать. У него, кстати, денег больше, чем у нее. Но он вроде будет покупать, да? Сколько у меня-то этих зелий-то? Подождите, а где они? Или он их не покупает? Именно их. Вот они.
Farewell. Farewell. Spices, rugs, delicacies, only the best. Straight from Kile. Take a look.
Так.
Farewell.
Что-то у него товар вроде обновляется, а деньги у него, блин, не обновляются. Что за дичь? Походу сейчас придется откатываться, ибо что-то как-то это деньги не особо-то и приходят на самом деле.
Sure, take a look.
Или это у нее зелья типа лучше продаются, не понял. Стоп, у нее что зелье, у нее денег, кстати, больше. В любой? Но не помню. Вроде в первых 2 частях алхимки не было, если не ошибаюсь. Или была? Не, вроде не было. Так что не во всех частях Тесса не ломаю. Не во всех. Причем алхимка просто как алхимка, блин. Так, у меня сейчас 7 тысяч, да? 8 тысяч. Ладно, оставлю эти золотые лучше себе. Думаю, лучше ей продавать. Но что-то у него как-то не особо.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions, anything for friends of path-abiding magic.
Bananas, the freshest fruits right from the farmer's coast and Duneville.
Я не помню, чтобы в Тесс-Арена была алхимия. Может, я, конечно, мало в нее играл, но что-то как-то я не замечал там алхимию. Ну, зачарования там не особо. Зачарования там были, а вот... Не, ну в Барвине, да, но я имею в виду во всех, то есть включая первую и вторую часть. Но в первой сомневаюсь, что была этот самый. Я знаю, но это не все части, а первая и вторая часть. Блять, я знаю то, что Скрим это имба. Блять, вот тебе Скрим практически переделанный. На Скрим. Ага. А у тебя что есть с этим?
Tell me what you need and be quick about it.
А, так у тебя тоже на элементализм есть. Так, окей. Блять, меня обнаружили. Не, ну просто смотри, пишешь одно сообщение, в Марафинде инба, второе сообщение, там инба, третье сообщение, там инба. Я имею в виду то, что в арене вроде не было тупо этой механики. Вот, уже лучше. По одной книжке, серьезно. О, анузия на эксперта, 100 пудов покупаю. Надо это у меня пока книги есть. А фолочи именно в каких планах больше всего сломаны? А, все. Думаю, можно отправляться, в принципе. 322 из 513. А, в коллизии. Ну, в этом плане вообще все игры тесты сломаны напрочь. Третий плюс не Вегас имеешь или только третий? Потому что не Вегас, это знаешь, как этот... Как охрененное такое DLC. Ну, как отдельная игра, но при этом почти отдельная. Границы вроде можно было. Крафте, Миш, что крафте? Слушай, я про четвертую слышу, знаешь, это ту дичь, которую люди в ней делают, больше напоминает моды. В общем, реально без читерства, типа этот, кастомизируешь как хочешь практически. Хочешь пулемет себе с боеголовками, хочешь, не знаю, там еще какую-то дичь, там столько всего можно сделать. Там с ума сойти. Так, фокус сразу поставить, да, фокус лично.
Yes. Oh, yes. You're the prodigy. I hope you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Our novices trained for years for this trial, and as much as in other words, it will be dangerous. Be aware of that. Oh, look at that. It's a bold... then it seems I'm granted the extraordinary honor of exalting the first... Give me the package the Grandmaster gave you, and say hello to your new comrades. I have to go prepare something.
Ну, в 76 не знаю, типа, мне 76 как-то не особо не особо в нее притягает. Типа, с учетом того, что ты должен купить игру, а после покупки игры ты должен платить каждый месяц, ну, если я правильно понял, типа, каждый месяц за то, чтобы просто нормально играть. Ну, как ТСО, только ТСО получше. Типа, там, если я верно понял, покупаешь игру, потом ты купаешь отдельно целые главы, либо просто покупаешь игру. Там вроде бы дичь. И багов много, еще всякая дичь какая-то в 76-м, если я правильно слышал. Но в целом, основной черный фолч, поэтому... Значит, четвертый фолч, в принципе, прям кайф для мододелов.
I don't want to hear it. You're prattling. I don't want to hear it. Just shove off. You have to ask? This country is going downhill, and you are living proof of it, my friend. First, then mercenaries are hired, and now you. An outlander, a pathless. We've trained for years to stand here, and until now, I thought that this country respected its traditions. Get lost.
Зелюка, чувак. Да, вы тренировались годами, да блин. Против всего лишь одного я без проблем любого из вас хотел. А, она именно воин, да? Подождите-ка. На чем она? А, на коленях сидит. Фу ты, блин. Я бы сказал, что там забагалось что-то. Что, о, привет.
Unexpected addition, aren't you? The prodigy? Interesting. I'm Kalia Sakaresh. By my path, novice, and I've been told what you did in Old Rashengrad. That you saved the excavations and fought back the mercenaries all on your own.
Ну, на самом деле, предыдущая миссия, она была прям изи. В плане того, что они не высокоуровневые. Если подолбить их хорошенько электрично, то нормально. 76-й? А его зачем? Ты же сам ранее говорил, типа, ты, ну, против вот такого, как бы, лицензионного. Ну, не знаю, типа, я бы лучше ТСО купил. Вообще, я думал купить либо ТСО, либо Skyrim. То есть, либо Skyrim онлайн, по сути, ТСО, либо вот этот вот. Вот только решил этот чисто ради, как основной фактор, но и то по-своему охренительно, но основной фактор. Мне больше вставляет именно одиночное. То есть, да, онлайн это классно, но в одиночных можно на паузу поставить, сохраниться в любой момент. В онлайн как сохраниться? А, не получится, все как бы, ну сдох, типа, ну бывает, с кем не бывает. Давай по новой. Ну, в свое время, да, когда-то. Но опять же, как некоторые люди буквально десяток лет играют, знаешь, чисто вот одну игру, чисто сам, именно в онлайн. То есть постоянно, еще донатят там целые $1000 за 1,5 месяца, ну не знаю. Ну, не совсем у нас, конечно, по ВСГ.
Maybe, yes. Sometimes death is the
Не одобряю.
consequence. You know, anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person.
Набрать. Нет, я хочу лучше это самое.
What? You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? It does, actually.
Добре.
I'm Kalia Sakarish.
Я надеюсь, что она не сдохнет.
Aspirant to the first sigil. I've been an astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that. I know, but you tried. You know, I'm really curious as to what the mercenaries thought they were doing. Someone willing to attack the Holy Order is either extremely powerful or extremely... Anyway, it's...
Его одно время прикалывало, но не так, чтобы прям только вот майн. Ну, просто покажи, куда идти, кого убить, все готово. То есть у меня челик ситуативный. Так. О, забыл, сорян. Так, ТМ. Я забыл. Нормально это одеть. Так, ТМ. О. А он хотел что-то сказать, нет? А, да.
Simply put, they come from a special kind of mushroom that has infested this forest, and staying
понятно.
worsen. So, in case you're thinking about exploring further, take some magical protection and some ambrosia with you.
Я знаю. Мне такое уже было.
Good. Stay close to me.
Так, блядь, странное зелье? Что за странное зелье, алло? А, всего 2 звезды. Ну, фигня. Задание. По сравнению с тем, что проходил... Эй, что за странное зелье, мужик? Ты мне какое-то странное зелье впихнул? Да. Напрягает. Угу. Не знаю, после версии, то что там где что-то 1.0, что-то то что начал вообще ни хрена не стало понятно. Ой, опять видение. Это, походу, кстати, будущего. Или прошлое. Фиг его знает. Вроде тут... А кто это был вообще? Не, скорее... Не знаю. Да ладно, ладно. Так, там сейчас где? А, ну да, здесь, как обычно, уже был.
My brothers and I have seen the border countless many times before. But I bet you know all about the undersea rat holes instead.
Ну да. Да успокойтесь вы. О, прикольно. О, не то. Ах, не успел, ну ладно. Ну давай. Спокойных снов. О, нужно больше маны. Нужно больше маны. Больше маны. Нужно максимум маны. Блядь, не то. Ладно, мужики, чтобы вы там не поздыхали, чтобы лучше работали, подхилю вас, малёха. Я эту школу не качал, но некоторые заклинания все-таки использую.
Wait, do you see that?
Yes, that man. What is he doing?
Who cares?
Пожирает тело. Ясно.
He's probably just a traveler.
Да, блядь, просто путешественник. Ну вы нахрен. Если он живой, значит по квесту нужно было к нему подойти. Ну ладно. Донат. А, он работает. Ну, короче, морально.
She's with me now, forever. What are you, deaf? Identify yourself.
His eyes. Master, this is the real man. Yes.
Угу. Обычно бросе.
Shit, of course. You will put away that pickaxe right now, my sir, and then get on your knees.
She wanted to leave. Don't you understand? She wanted to leave me. Just like that.
This is disgusting.
She will stay. She promised.
Это больной. Еще им рядом с нами такой... А что за заклинание было-то? А, такие был типа тем магистром, да? Который сделал массовое убийство. Кто первый, бля? Мне кажется, я что-то сломал. Да, мне кажется, я что-то сломал. Этот персонаж занят. Городская пепла занята. Я сорян, чувак. Ладно, ладно, дам тебе его убить. Так и быть.
I could ask you the same thing, damn it. Did you forget what Magister Yarrow did to the novices? This man could have attacked us at any moment.
Oh, really? Malthus protect us from your cunning. Did the thought ever cross your mind that one... to understand a disease in order to heal it, and that some apothecary might have given their left hand for a living patient?
This... You're not being fair, Master.
Mm-hmm.
I was only protecting
Like heck you did. You behaved like an idiot, and not for the first time. The other masters might ignore that fact due to your religious commitment and your bloodline. I get that. But if something like this ever happens again, you will be suspended from the rites and will spend the rest of your life polishing prayer banks in the sanctum. Do I make myself clear?
He really was trying to protect us, Master. Maybe...
Do I make myself
Ну ладно.
You do, Master. And I beg your forgiveness for my offense.
Granted. Now let's push on. We will take care of the body after the ritual.
Ну, такой злой, типа, ладно, дай, ё-моё, я для себя, дурни. Просто на всякий случай. Я знал бы раньше, что можно ловушки быстрее решать. Да, в пустыне бы пару раз не представилось бы, наверное. Это синее пламя прям.
Here it is, the first foothold. This is where Malthus's vassals erected their first camp, so behave yourselves accordingly. To Prodigy.
Да.
Well then, before we start, there's something I need to tell you.
No.
Something important. The rumors concerning the deaths of the Lightborn.
Блять, говорили, чтобы не разглашать тайну твоей дивизии.
The gods are dead. They fell 2 winters ago beneath the sword of an unknown traveler.
Мы резко согласили.
That is, the Order have known about this for quite some time now, but haven't told the common people yet. But since the 3 of you intend to take the trial, there's no way to disguise the truth anymore.
But how can a god die?
There was a prophecy, as old as the Lightborn themselves, in which there was talk of a shadow god, who would end the era of gods. And it came true. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. You're telling us that the gods have been killed, and you are sorry. What's next? That tomorrow the sun will stop shining? Tell us that this is a test, Master. It is, isn't it? A test of our faith.
No, the Lightborn are dead. But hard as it may be to accept, we cannot afford to fall into a spiritual crisis right now.
The Order of the Gods. Malthus's order was created to protect the Lightborn. And if what you're saying, this blasphemy is true, then we're meaningless. We failed, don't you see that? Oh, by the Black Guardian, I just can't believe it.
And though I shan't be seen, thou shalt live by my virtue. 3rd Revelation, verse 137. I know it's hard, Dunmore, but if this is true, we have to show strength and keep on believing in what the Lightborn stood for, which is the idea of peace and...
Oh, just shut your mouth, Sakaresh. If anything,
Вы низкорожденные отбросы живут к тому, что Орден приводит в упадки. Как будто сейчас старые времена.
Drop it, for heaven's sake. We're all on the same side here.
No, we are not. This wench doesn't have any right to wear the white robes.
Впрочем, мне придется забрать его робу.
More time with the holy scriptures instead of your brandy bottle, you would see it as well. But no, you just...
Shut up! I swear to you, one more word and you will wish that I just suspended you. But... No buts. Do you understand?
Yes.
I hope so, for your sake. Just be glad that this is a time when we need skilled mages more than ever. Just be glad. Now enough of this. Our demeanor defiles this sacred place. There will be enough time for depression and personal crisis after the trial. Let's recite the holy words.
Thou art my light,
my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor. In life, as in death. May your light guide me. Good. As you know, this trial will test the fortitude of your spirit. Because this is what distinguishes a keeper from a soldier. What distinguishes a wise man from a fool. Keep that in mind. Now, drink the potion I gave you.
Я так и знал.
You first, prodigy. Let's hope the grand was...
Так. Пей до дна. О, да. Опа. Минус инвентарный шлот переместился. Душа сама добавлена. Подожди, а почему душа Донат сама? А чё души мне в инвентарь обратно вернулись? Типа серьезно? Чё это за вещь? Так, ну магия-то у меня есть. Из предметов у меня пока что сейчас ничего. Души, походу, потому что их нельзя, типа, они не смогли забрать, поэтому остались.
Oh, no. No, no, no.
Это неужели это прошлое? А, нет.
Have lured you into a trap, you know, and you fell for it, because you're arrogant, just as I am, as I was. I know I'm not real, at least not according to your definition of, but then again, what is reality? If I told you that you and your friend Sirius actually lie dead at the bottom of the sea, and that everything that has happened so far, your journey to Ark, the search at the Sun Cup, the answer is no. Because you don't want to be dead. Therefore, your mind will do anything to make you believe. Doesn't it? Tell me, what is time to the dead and dreaming anyway? The last second before a self-created sanctuary built from nothing but your wishes. But what's the point in talking anyway? You don't want to believe me. And I'm tired of trying to make you. No, what? They haven't told you about him? Oh, that's so typical. The Suppressor. He's the reason why we will be imprisoned here forever, and why we can't access our feelings and wishes. And he does it because he wants us to lose. And, you know, sometimes I wonder if that's exactly what we humans... But no. No, not yet. It's too early to surrender. Yeah, I'll...
Да просто на всякий случай. Пускай будет. Да, темница.
What the? How did you do that? You simply opened it? Come on. We have to look. We have to look and see what's outside. We won't...
Давай. Идем.
By the gods! These are the scourges of the Suppressor. They want to punish us.
Где? А эти? Вообще фигня. По 10 опыта. Ну, конечно, фигня. Да их может реально в калочном бою, думаю, удалить спокойно. Ага. Кстати. Так. Ну-ка, может тут реально что есть? А, нет. Ну ладно. А, ну понятно, их тупо Маару тупых буду убивать, все. Ладно. А, это совратитель, это звук. Ну ладно. Ладно. Печка, блин. А, все, уже не становится, да? Прикольная система, однако.
This is so wrong and right at the same time. I know we can't escape, but to just have a glimpse outside. The suppressor will understand.
А, переместился. Классно. Хе-хе. Ах, что дальше-то, а? А, подождите-ка. Тут топор, но топор собрать нельзя. Тут можно поспать. Прикольно. А, не то. Видите, он почти всю хп снял. Зашибись. А подожди-ка, может мне нужно не сюда вообще? А, наверх, точняк. Чувак, я тебя выведу, чувак. Да не ссы ты. Идем.
This is so wrong and right at the same time.
Когда забей, я тебя выведу.
I know we can't escape, but you just have to glimpse outside. The suppressor will understand.
Чувак повешенный. Безысходность. Огромный череп чей-то тут стоит. Как там, живой? Идем. Не, чувак, это ни хрена не одинаково. Да не ссы ты, блин, задрал уже. Ну да, что мы можем пытаться выбраться.
They didn't know their place either, and now they're dead. They've simply dissolved because they did.
Это папочка, понятно, это море дивизии.
By the gods, this is what will happen to us too. I knew it was a mistake to leave in the first place. I just knew it.
Сдрисни. Молодец, красава. А теперь я часик посплю. А, здесь нельзя спать. Здесь. Здесь. Ну, надеюсь, что они чуть по самое, хоть немного лучше. Там нифига. Раскаяние. Чувак, осторожней будь. Твои дивизии. Да, конечно, есть более адекватные способы, но, блин, если у меня есть телекинез. Стоп, а если бы у меня не было телекинеза, да что? Лука тут вроде не было. И снова мы пришли сюда, да?
What? The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. No, you haven't. Because you're blind. The suppressor is here, in every single stone, in every bone. But I should have known. I mean, what can you expect from someone who has killed his entire family? I followed you because for a brief moment, you made me want to believe, and now...
Даже когда убил Сесмину, все понятно, типа, что произошло?
Of course I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Isn't that obvious? But I should have known. No, there isn't. Just look at us. Look at what we are. We are the damned because we are trapped too deeply in the past. And that's why we do not deserve freedom.
А, все, там типа мы это самое, все уже, да? Ну типа все, да? Я догадываюсь, мне уже типа его убить, ну бля. Что-то как-то не могу так сильно.
So you figured it out?
Ну да.
Yes, I am what keeps you in this place. But was it blind rage that made you act, or have you truly understood who I am? Have you understood what drives you and determines your actions? The salt corrodes your skin, and the water from your lungs is cold. But you still haven't found it, child, have you?
Эх, и вновь кошмар, да? Или это тот момент, когда я как раз таки ГГ убил свою семью? Нечто странное. Так, сейчас из принятых у меня также нифига.
Oh, hey. Good to see you awake. How are you feeling?
Ты снова с нами.
Good question. The room was empty when I came here. Actually, that's quite weird now that you mention it. The entire temple seemed kind of deserted. But, probably a ceremony or something like that. Now, tell me, how are you holding up? I heard this trial's quite the feat. Apparently, some of the novices never wake up again.
Да, но настоящий ли этот же спар? Не, типа, в прошлый раз тоже видел в квесте Reality. Вот кому испытывал это определенное чувство. То есть не просто типа, пусть сдохнет, а не, должен выжить.
In the temple, the curarium. You were brought here when you were traveling with that Ixen guy. I think the others are already awake, but I didn't want to leave you here, so I thought I'd just... I mean, hey, you are a keeper of the first sigil now, aren't you? I believe congratulations are in order. Don't mention it. Bad, though, that this keeperness won't get you anywhere. Do you know why? Because you're pathetic. Simply pathetic.
I said you are pathetic. At first, we believed it would be more exciting this time.
Ну да.
But now that we've seen the new prophet, our hopes are gone.
A nobody who let his only friend kick the bucket.
As if you'd ever accept that.
А тот чувак, который тогда спас, да?
Damn persistent, aren't you? Why? Why can't you just go?
Because in the end, you are powerless, just as all those before you. And you,
Ну да.
prophet, you are the biggest joke
Такие
of all.
полупризрачные фигуры.
You are nothing but an urchin. You are nothing but an urchin.
Сейчас нужно типа их опять и убить попытаться, что ли?
And a murderer.
И убийца. Знаю.
And that is why you would burn. All of you. The cleansing will happen. And
Думаешь?
you can do to stop it. Is that so? Such presumption from a fish who... The world is an interplay of cause and effect, and the only logical consequence of your... But enough of the banter, urchin. We wanted to meet you, and so we did. Even though... Now wake up. Keep on stumbling through...
А чё? Ну сейчас точно, походу, с чем-то ковылять через туман, бла-бла-бла, скорее сюда. Я не могу пока стрелять, сейчас поболтать, да? А этот все еще, кстати, спит, значит, он, видимо, еще не выбрался из иллюзии.
Thank Malphus. I was starting to think I was the only one. How are you? You look exhausted. Of course, sorry. That remark was a... But it's good to see the Grandmaster was right after all. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He didn't doubt for a single second that you would make it. But I suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We made it. We passed the trial. Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to take the oath, and then Grandmaster Aranthiel will exalt us to... Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans, about these dreams, and of course, about... This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere that the gods have died, and now humanity is on the brink of extinction.
Лучше, ну не знаю.
Hard to say. I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, even though I'm magically gifted. But then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary disease. At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper. According to him, most of our battle against the cycle will stand or fall with you. Yes, I believe that. It's a great responsibility you've been given, and as impressive as your skills are, I would not want to change places with you. Well, as I said, we both have to take the holy oath. You should talk to the
А третье
Grandmaster
что?
as soon as
Так и
you're
будет в
ready.
иллюзии.
He's waiting for you in the Emporium. Right, Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. It's likely that he'll never wake up again. He was impulsive, yes. But to some extent, I can understand. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried to gild their insecurity with boastful behavior. The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and his faith in the path and his destiny as a keeper were all that he had left. And who knows? Maybe he would have been a great help to the Order with the right guidance. But I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie.
Персонаж? Так, это что за приписка? А, типа, чтобы знать типа лучше.
Well, maybe I just don't show it as much. But yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the fact that to me, as opposed to Dunwar, the Order always stood for an idea. And an idea doesn't die with the one who first thought of it. Funny that the Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. That's true. A lot of crimes were committed during the Lightborn's reign, and I don't want to Imagine you're the king of a small island, and one day your realm gets attacked by a fleet of Scarab. The invasion catches you completely off guard, and within a few hours, the Reavers have advanced to the farmland, just a few feet from your city's main. Will you use the time that remains to entrench your army within the city's walls to have a better chance to survive? Or do you send them into the field to fight the Reavers there, knowing that there is only a slight chance to save the farmers, but a big risk that you will lose both the city and the farm? It would, yes. But what if your foray fails, and ends up being the reason why the Scarab can break through the city's fortifications? Wouldn't that too make you responsible for all the townsfolk they would kill once they got in? What I'm trying to say is, if your attempt to rescue the farmers fails, you will be accused of having acted blindly and idealistically. And if you just stay in the... Of course, there's a small chance the foray might work, but should decisions like that really be made as if they were a game of dice? As I said, I don't mean to absolve the Lightborn of their crimes, but I'd wager my left hand that they had a lot of similar decisions to make. I knew the question would come eventually. I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not from me first? As you wish. Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't remember anything that happened before my 6th winter. I don't know. I wish I knew.
А что там на английском опять? А, ну да, диалоги, то, что она типа плачет. Я забыл про диалогов все, может, как ограничение движка, ну типа Скайрима.
It was dark, and I felt dizzy and, I don't know, empty? That's probably the best way to describe it. I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, that's when I realized what was actually going on around me. The entire village. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children. And the houses had been crushed as if some mad god had rampaged through the streets there. Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, I saw 3. One of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses, and started screaming something in my direction. Then I felt, by the name of the sun, it's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it had happened yesterday. Well, it turned out the riders were hunters who had come from that village. They must have observed the whatever it was from the distance and ridden back to the village. At least I think that's how it went. The reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before it happened near a shrine in the wilderness. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that made the writers think I was some kind of witch child, or unholy beast, whichever you prefer. For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably the best explanation they had. And think about it, it's not that far off. A month, they leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. You have to admit, it's not that much of a stretch. Even if the... Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And actually, it doesn't matter, because I somehow managed to get away before they could do anything. I even made it to Ark all by myself, which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement in the end because I was pathless. Yes, thinking about it now, I actually wonder how I made it through my time down there. But maybe that's one of the advantages of being a child. You don't think. Still, the winters down there were cruel, and if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken care of me, I probably wouldn't have made it through my second year. Yes, otherwise I would not be. He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here. But Tyrus was a highly regarded man, and that's why they let it slide. That's right, we do, but we are both still pathless, and that disqualifies us according to the Holy Verses. I guess now you understand why I was never as connected to Malphas's teaching as Dunwar was. To some of the Keepers, I am still an outcast. It does, yes. But then, he had lost both his wives, so maybe I was some kind of substitute. I don't know. But in the end, yes. Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you liked it. No, I guess I'm not. Gone. He was very old, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. But I'd prefer not to talk about it, if you don't mind. He does, yes, and he's not alone. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my presence in the Order. From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with. Yes, maybe. You know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am. That way, people just leave me alone, and that gives me more time to focus on what's important. On my
Спасибо за
goals.
подписку.
Several, but I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe.
О, 200 стоп-то прикольно.
Yes. All of the Dalmordans fell victim to the great flesh maggot plague of 8250. Actually, it was almost sad to see him running, if you can call that living. You should. It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. What do you think? Good. Then get your gear from the chest by your... Yes?
X. Мой инвентарь. Во, отлично.
Let's go.
Значит, 483? Не понял. Так, у меня же было вроде 500, нет? Что за дичь? Я что-то... А, точно, с кольцо, точнее, амулет проворных ног. О. Ну что ж, покажи. Нет, давай сначала лучше вот так вот сделаем. Вот так вот. Так, стоп, они принесли типа в центральное здание, что ли? Серьезно? Нифига.
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where
All right, this is the sanctum. It's a place of silence and prayer, and also where we'll be exalted later.
Oh shit. I have to remember that. My sir.
My sir.
Move along. Sacrament, and thy path I will honor, in life as in death.
Oh my. You just don't get any younger.
Есть типа алхимка. А, то есть это и есть вот эта часть. Окей.
Okay, I think you've seen this place before. We call this part of the temple the Chronicum, and in here is gathered the knowledge of the Order, written down in books and parchments.
Угу.
Plus, all of the experiments and research on artifacts and magic is done here. So it's a place you'll probably see often in the near future. Ah, and just below the Chronicum is the temple smithy. You should go there if you need equipment. Over there, that's the Scuola and the quarters, where both the keepers and the novices live. There's also a training room where everything from swordplay to marksmanship can be trained and taught. You will find some skilled teachers there.
Ну, где можно идти
Well,
сразу?
I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume to the Eye of the Gods as well. I suggest you speak to the Grandmaster as soon as you prepare myself, probably. Now walk blessed. I will see
Давай.
you soon.
Встретимся. Система, конечно, перемещение не совсем удобный. Несколько учителей типа с этой стороны или же нет? Она, ну, просто типичная оружейная, алхимичка. Но и заклинание там как-то не густо. Стоп, обязательно входить именно через ту часть, или же они ведут в одинаковые... А, ну да, они ведут в одинаковое место. Ладненько. Так.
I don't believe I know. The mercenary, he might not be the shine Knight of Castle sound, but he's better than most of your men. I want him, and you will need to convince your successor of it.
Лучше так буду расхраняться.
Is that so? Very well. I will convince her. You will hear from me.
I hope so.
Prophet, good to see you. How do you feel? You've never been in any danger. If I had doubted your abilities, even to the slightest, I would have never spoken out for you. In any case, all that is left to do now is to recite the oath. Then we will finally deal with the more urgent matters. None of it, you'll see. The ceremony needs a little preparation, 1 day at least. Even if it hurts to lose more time, the cleansing approaches, I can feel it. Just this night I had people I knew, including you. But these people weren't themselves. There was something else, and it spoke through them. They mocked us and said our struggle against the cycle was pointless. It was peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that these beings are connected to the cycle. They must be the ones who cause it. You did? That it must be related to our roles as emissaries. Maybe there is a connection between us. None. Maybe they are demons or magical entities of some kind. In any case, if they are indeed responsible for the cycle, they are our enemies. That's what matters for now. Come back tomorrow for the ceremony. Yes. Why do you ask? They did. What are you getting at? A fair point. But in the future, just be upfront. I do not... So, yes, my time in the prison was harsh. The hunger, the degradation, Ironically enough, that was the last thing I had expected, you know. From all the suffering there is, it seems so banal. For me, it was memories of the time before my incarceration. They reminded me that I was more than this deprived creature I had become in those dungeons. Strange. I especially felt that in the cloister with Narazul's mages. I had difficulty talking to other people, and whenever I did, it felt as if the others were like wax figures. Like some cruel joke put in front of my eyes in order to mock me. Better. Our mission, my responsibility here as a leader. What would have been the alternative? A life as a fisherman? If the things I had to live through taught me one thing, in fact, this is precisely what is missing in the world. People who do not let the whims of fate break their resolve. Now, enough. Yes? Good question. In their writing, the Pyreans say it has existed for aeons. Since this world exists, since the sea of eventualities exists, so too then does the cycle. It seems to be, the Pyreans didn't, and neither did the dozen civilizations that came before them. That is what we know. But as for what happened before that, our knowledge about the past is limited. All that matters for now is that the cycle threatens us, and that we have to stop it. That depends on whom you ask. In some right, a better word would be chess figures with their own will. Whatever force causes the cycle, no. Well, that is something else we only know in broad strokes. It is my turn. Yours is to read the echo and help us gain the knowledge we need for victory. How exactly you're going to do that is something we still have to find out. I do not know, but there are hints. We will see. As I said before, my knowledge about that is limited. But if it helps you, imagine that it is a way of perceiving that which connects us all, our subconscious. Yes. You know, most people perceive themselves as an entity separate from the rest of the world. Dark corners of our mind, bridges to which we in a conscious... A moment where you knew exactly what another person thought or would do next. People with close blood ties can especially feel that connection. Children and their mothers, siblings, and especially twins. Correct. And while most people hardly feel this connection at all, as if looking through a tinted window, to you, it is wide open during your visions. Their bodies might be, but the traces they left behind still remain. Everything that was, everything... This is the basic principle of magic. And time is visions, premonitions, dreams that become reality. These are all leftovers of waves from other eventualities that spill over into our reality. There have always been people able to...
Шкаф с книгами. Куча книг, в итоге одна книга.
Thanks to the echo.
Подождать сутки, да?
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
На этом моменте, пожалуй, игру завершу на сегодня. Точнее, стрим. Спасибо тем, кто был сегодня на стриме, и тем, кто смотрит запись. На этом на сегодня все. Пока-пока.